Today in our 2018 Jeep Compass, we're going to be doing a test fit on the Hollywood Rack's Trail Rider Platform Style 2 Bike Rack. That's part number HR200Z. So I've already got it loaded up just to give you a good idea what it looks like on your Compass and show you how it's going to hold our bikes. Now it actually holds our bikes by their top tube. The rubber coated frame hook goes over that top tube, puts down pressure into those cradles. And then in the cradles we've got a hook and loop strap. So not a bad way to carry our bikes. You can see here, it's nice and solid. I'm actually shaking the whole vehicle there. There's hardly any play within the bike rack. Now, this bike rack does not tilt away like most platform-style racks. So you're going to have a limited space when you open up your Compass's rear hatch. Let's go ahead and show you. Now, depending on what kind of bike you're carrying, you may have a little bit more or a little less. So with my road bike here, I'm able to open it up about that much. You'll be able to get in there and maybe remove any helmets, shoes, anything you might have. But leaning towards the smaller items. So just keep this in mind. Go ahead and close that up. And let's go ahead and take our bike off. So what you want to do is remove the hook and loop straps first. And then we'll raise up the frame hooks. Now these are lockable. That way we don't have to worry about anybody removing our bikes from our bike rack. So we can just push in the button and raise it up. Then from here we can take our bike off. Now there's actually an easier way to do this, so I'll go ahead and show you that. Rather than having to fumble around with getting the bike off that way, you can actually tilt it away. What you want to do is remove the pin here and that mast just tilts away. So that way, when we go to load our bike up, you can see how much easier it is. Rather than having to lift it up and go over, you're able to just lift it straight on and set it in place. So if you'd like to take that extra step and fold that backward for loading and unloading, go ahead and do so. As you can see, rather than having to not be able to open up our rear hatch, we've got more than enough room now with that tilted away to remove any larger items. Go ahead and fold that back up and replace the pin. I'll also go ahead and replace my hook and loop straps. You, of course, can leave them undone. That way it's ready to go when you want to load up your bike. So overall, we've added about 23.5 inches to our Compass. For that closest point, we're looking at about 3.5 inches right here. And our ground clearance is looking at about 15.5 inches. Now, the cradles also fold up towards the center mast. So you can either drive around town with it like this, or you can fold them up and drive around like this. This is going to be the storage position. This is more ideal for storing it off the vehicle, so maybe you can fit it on a shelf in your garage or maybe in a corner. Rather than being large and bulky, it's a lot smaller this way. Now with it in this position, none of the measurements have changed. They're all about the same, but this bike rack is going to work with 1¼ and 2" receivers. It actually includes a sleeve that goes around that 1¼ shank, allowing it to plug into a 2" by 2" receiver. So if you have any other vehicles in the household that have a 1¼ or a 2" receiver, it'll work out for both. So that's a nice feature. It also includes an anti-rattle bolt and lock. Now that anti-rattle bolt's what's going to take out all that play and make a nice solid ride for our bikes. The nice thing about the lock is no one's going to be able to remove our bike rack from our hitch. And it is key-to-like to our frame hooks. That way we're not carrying around a bunch of keys. But with that being said, that's going to complete our test fit of the Hollywood Rack's Trail Rider Platform Style 2 Bike Rack, part number HR200Z, on our 2018 Jeep Compass.